on YouTube? The Assist Man. I'm coming back at you guys with another YouTube video. Inside of this video, man, I'm bringing you guys my very first impressions and review of the brand new Battlefield 1 beta that just released earlier this morning. For those of us who are not EA insiders, we got the game. I personally was able to download the game at about like 1 o'clock in the morning my time, and as soon as it popped up, I downloaded it, and me and a couple of my friends played it for about 4 to 5 hours straight. And now I'm gonna go ahead and give you my reviews and my first impressions of the game. Some of you guys might agree with my opinion, and some of you guys might disagree with my opinion, and that's completely fine. That's why we all have an opinion. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. But what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna give you my review, my thoughts, and the things that I don't like about the game and the things that I like about the game. But mostly I'm going to focus on the things that need to be fixed and the things that I don't like about the game, because, you know, that's what a beta is for. That's what the demo is for. So first of all, server issues. I mean, it's kind of hard, man, to play the game when you can't even play the game. The game has been having massive server issues all day. They've been saying that maybe they've been getting DDoSed, and who knows. I think nowadays, man, that companies use the DDoS attack as like a cop-out for bad server issues. I mean, personally, that's what I think. I mean, I would think EA had to see this coming, that a lot of people were going to be playing this game, and maybe so many people got on the game that it kind of fucked up their servers, and maybe they're just like, oh, it was a DDoS attack, even though it wasn't. And they're just using that as a scapegoat. Now, could it have been? Don't know. But all I do know, man, is that right off the bat, a lot of server issues in this game. Can't connect half the time. Lots of frame rate drop. Lots of lag. And it kind of eerily reminds me of when Battlefield 4 launched. I know some of you guys, man, that bought Battlefield 4 when it first came out. I did as well. And one of the main reasons I stopped playing it pretty quickly is because when the game first came out, it had a lot of issues with stuff, man. And I was just waiting for, you know, for DICE and for EA to work it all out, which in time they did. It took them a long time, but in time they did. So the server issues, number one, in this game is a pretty bad thing. You know, it's a pretty way to start. Now, as far as the game goes, man, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not thoroughly impressed or blown away with this game. At the same time, I don't hate it and I don't dislike it. I'm just not thoroughly impressed by it. I just personally feel that it might have been a little bit too overhyped. And one of the reasons that I say that is because of the graphics in the game. Let me put it to you like this. You ever, like, the graphics in this game compared to the trailer we seen look completely different. Like, completely different. It reminds me of, like, girls. Like, you got girls, like, on Facebook, on Tinder, maybe on dating sites, and they might be kind of big chicks. They might be kind of fat, but they use specific angles in the way that they post their pictures and take pictures to make it seem like they don't look as fat as they look, and make it look like they look a lot better than they do. And then when you actually meet them in real life, you're like, damn, like, this girl, like, you didn't look like this in your pictures. You know, they be using all those filters and all kinds of other shit. That's the analogy that I can make with Battlefield 1's actual gameplay opposed to the actual trailers and footage that I seen. Man, in the Battlefield 1 trailer, man, that shit got me hype. I was like, man, this game looks amazing. These graphics look amazing. Like, holy shit. And then I go to play the game and I'm just like, this don't look like that great. Like, it don't look like completely bad, but it just looks like Battlefield 4 graphics to me, maybe a little bit better. It doesn't look like crazy graphics. I mean, the main texturing and the main details, like, up close on things look pretty good, I will say that. But when you're looking at the game, it's just like the entire game, when you're moving around, like, a lot of things just look dull. Like, a lot of things just look washed out. It doesn't look like, I didn't get that amazing feeling of graphics and stuff like I did when I watched the trailer. It looks nothing like that to me personally. It still looks like, you know, an older engine type game. It doesn't look like it looked like in the trailer, if you understand what I'm trying to say. The hit detection in this game and the time to kill, it seems a little off to me. I don't know if that has to do with some of the net coding in the game, but it just seems like sometimes, man, I'll be shooting people like dead on straight right on their body, and I'll just be getting tons of hit markers, and then I'll get shot with like 1 or 2 bullets and die instantly. It kind of like eerily reminds me of Black Ops 3 hit detection a little bit. It's not as bad as Black Ops 3 hit detection. I just think that they could work on they could like polish up the hit detection a little bit and lower the time to kill a little bit in the game. I think it would make it a little bit better, in my opinion. Also, the tanks in this game are like OP. Like, the tanks are just too goddamn overpowered, man. It's like damn near when you're in a tank, it's like you're indestructible. It's crazy. They gotta dial down the tanks a little bit. I think another thing that might be holding back this beta a little bit, man, it's like, you know, I don't understand why they would decide to launch with such limited content. I mean, you're coming out for the first time, you're showcasing your game to people, you want people to be wowed, you want people to have that wow factor, you want people to be impressed, but then you give us one map. You give us one fucking map to play on. So it's like after you play for like 2, 3, 4 hours, you're kind of like burnt out. You're like, fuck, do I really want to play this same map again? You know, and limited amount of guns. You can't add any attachments to guns, like, at all. It's just very limited right now. Now, hopefully, this is only the first day of the beta. Hopefully, as time progresses throughout the beta, they'll add more maps in for us. They'll add more guns in for us. Maybe they'll give us the ability to add on attachments and select other things, because right now it's just very, very limited in what we can actually do with the game. You know, like I said, I don't hate this game. I just think that it's like a good game, you know. Battlefield 4 was a great game to me. I think Battlefield 1 is just a good game. I think the game might have been a little bit too overhyped based upon the trailer and based upon everybody's hate for Call of Duty and might wanting to move over to the Battlefield series. I just think that this game is just too limited. I think it's too old. I mean, I'm all for boots on the ground. I'm all for old school warfare and stuff like that. But I think that in Battlefield 1, they took it back a little bit too far. Now, for some gamers, they're going to love that, and they're going to enjoy this World War I era type stuff and these clunky guns and shit like that. Me, personally, I don't like it. It's not like for me, like the gameplay and the style. I think that they went a little bit too far back, a little bit too old. And if you're like a Call of Duty player that's trying to leave the Call of Duty franchise and transition over to Battlefield, and this is your first time playing Battlefield on Battlefield 1, I would think that you're probably not going to like it. I would probably think you're actually going to hate it because it's too damn old. You know, I don't want to go to the future and get all spaced out, you know, like Infinite Warfare might do, how like all the advanced movement systems in Advanced Warfare. But at the same time, I really, really like the way Battlefield 4 played. I like that warfare, that combat system. With Battlefield 1, I just feel like they went too far back. I mean, we got horses and swords and just a bunch of like clunky, janky guns. Like, the guns in the game are just really clunky and janky to me. I don't like any of the guns in the game so far. They don't seem accurate. All of the guns' iron sights just seem like they take up too much of what you could see when you're looking out in the game. I don't know. The guns just don't do it for me. I mean, like, nothing to me works or looks like it did in the trailers. Like, everything in the trailers looked amazing and looked like, oh, this is going to be so cool to do. But then when you actually play the game, it doesn't look as amazing and it doesn't work as easy as you thought it would. If you could understand what I'm trying to say. There's not as many vehicles when you play Conquest, so you see less vehicle-on-vehicle fights than you did in Battlefield 4, which I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I like infantry-on-infantry fights, but I liked it to be a mixed balance. You know, in Battlefield 4, you'd start off a game, you'd have like 3 or 4 tanks, 2 or 3 helicopters, a jet, a whole bunch of LAVs. In this game, it's like you start off, you get 1 tank, 1 airplane, and a horse. It's like, it takes a long time to navigate around the map. The map is kind of big. There's not many vehicles. From what I played, like I said, I didn't get into many vehicle-on-vehicle combat situations just because I don't seem that there's like a lot of vehicles in the game. There's maybe not enough vehicles in the game right now. Another thing I don't like is it seems like nobody revives in this game. Now, I don't know if I agree with the way they changed the ticket system with Battlefield 1 as opposed to Battlefield 4. I think that is a lot of the reason why nobody is reviving. It seems like when you're a medic, you're not getting revived by people. When you are a medic, nobody is signaling for revives. It just seems like reviving in this game is like not going on. It's like not happening. Like nobody cares about reviving people, which is kind of bad in my opinion. Another thing I would say, you know, about the game is that when you climb up things, like when you're climbing up things, it's kind of like janky. It's kind of clunky. I don't like when you're climbing up things, how the field of vision looks and stuff like that. it's like you could just be running and walking, and then all of a sudden you get like a little 1.5 foot piece of wood in front of you, and you can't just walk over like a 1.5 foot piece of wood or concrete or something. Like they're gonna make you like try to jump over it. Like, why can't you just walk over something like that? When you're climbing the ladders, like the way that it looks when you're up and down the ladders and get to the top, I'm not feeling that entire field of view aspect of all that. But like I said, for the most part, I think that the game is good. I'm enjoying playing the game. I think that I was wanting to be too impressed by this game, and I think that I was holding it at such a high standard, and I think a lot of people were, based upon the footage we seen in the trailers, that it let me down. It just doesn't look and play and feel like I thought it would. It's still a decent game. It just didn't blow me away. It's, you know, I'm probably still going to be buying the game, and I'm hoping as time goes by, they could fix a couple little things in the game and bring us some more content so we could see more of the game. But as of right now, I think that the game was probably too overhyped and too many people put too much into it, and they're going to be let down a little bit. You know, I made videos about this a couple weeks ago that I thought that this year Battlefield 1 would be the Call of Duty killer. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. I rescind those thoughts. I don't think this game will, as bad as Infinite Warfare probably will be, I don't think this game will kill Call of Duty. I think it's set in too old of a time frame with too old of stuff that a lot of gamers and a lot of people that play are not going to like it. Now, that's not going to say that a lot of people will like it, because I'm sure a lot of people that like this older World War I aspect vibe, feel for the game, will like it. I just think that the number of people that actually want to play an all-out warfare type like war game are not going to enjoy this game, especially if you're actually coming from Call of Duty trying to make the transition over to Battlefield. It looks and feels completely different, and I don't think that you will enjoy it in the same way that you think you were going to once you play it. Battlefield 4 is a great game, but to me, this game feels more like Battlefield Hardline, which I hated, by the way. This game feels more like Battlefield Hardline to me than actual Battlefield 4. I love Battlefield 4, and a lot of my friends I was playing with, man, all the things that I said in this video, we all felt the same way. We all, you know, shared similar feelings about what I said in this video. And we were like, you know, we were playing Battlefield 4 for about 2.5, 3 hours before we started playing the beta, because we were all waiting for it to drop. And then once it dropped, we all stopped playing Battlefield 4 and went to Battlefield 1, and we were just like, damn, like this just doesn't feel like how we thought it was gonna be. Now, like I said, to sum it up, man, it's a good game. It's not bad. It just offers us limited content right now, so we really can't divulge too much into it. But at the same time, all the things I mentioned in this game, there's a lot of things that I don't like about the game, and I just think that it being set in too old of a setting and not looking and feeling entirely like the trailers depicted, and a little bit too old school setting, might draw a lot of people away from the game personally. So I don't know. That's my opinion about the game. Like I said, that's my opinion. You know, yours can be different, and that's absolutely fine. Some people will agree with me and some people will disagree with me. But what I want to know from you guys is, what do you think about the game? Leave a comment down below. If you played the game for a couple hours, let me know the things, you know, you like about the game and the things you dislike about the game, and how do you feel about the game? Do you feel like I do, that it was maybe just a little bit too overhyped, and, you know, it was just a little bit too, I can only say it felt to me like it was a little bit too overhyped by people, including me, and that's fine, you know, but it's not living up to the expectations, and it's not living up to the hype that I thought it was gonna be. It's a good game, it's just not, holy shit, I'm blown away by this. It didn't have that effect on me. So leave a comment down below, man. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed the video, man, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up like button, and tell your friends about me, man, so they can subscribe to my channel, they can view my videos, and then you can help a brother out. So anyway, YouTube, this is the Assist Man, and until next time, I am out.